Belgian Princess Marie José grew up in one of the most liberal royal courts of the early 20th century. Her parents surrounded themselves with writers, poets, artists, and scientists, including Albert Einstein. Marie was passionate about literature, music, and mountaineering. She disliked adhering to the royal court's etiquette. Prince of Piedmont Umberto was raised in a devout family where strict etiquette rules were observed. He received a military education and obeyed his father's will, even if he disagreed. Umberto and Marie first met in 1918. He was 14 years old and she was 12. She wore a dress she disliked, but Umberto amused her so much that she forgot about her dreadful outfit. Their fathers decided that the children should marry to strengthen the friendship between their kingdoms. Marie grew up knowing she would one day become the wife of the Italian prince, whereas Umberto had no thoughts of marriage. It is said he had many mistresses, and fascists claimed he had male lovers as well. Nevertheless, Umberto obeyed his father and in 1929 traveled to Brussels to ask for Marie's hand. The princess agreed, though the Belgians were not very pleased, and an anti-fascist almost killed Umberto. On January 8, 1930, the young couple married in Rome. Umberto sketched the design for his bride's wedding dress. After the wedding, they moved to Turin, but Marie did not get along with the local aristocracy, so the couple relocated to Naples. In Naples, the couple had 3 children. Rumors spread that the children were not Umberto's because the couple spent little time together, had separate bedrooms, and shared few common interests. Marie did not support fascism, but initially her relationship with Mussolini was calm. However, her views changed, and in one interview she stated, "I wanted to join the Italian resistance, but my relatives dissuaded me, saying this step could seriously affect the people around me." The princess befriended Marquise Giuliana Benzoni, who was also against fascism, and introduced Marie to other anti-fascists. José received information that the anti-Hitler coalition would look favorably on Italy if it surrendered. Maria informs the royal court minister about the coalition's proposal and suggests negotiating through the Vatican. The king is outraged and forbids his daughter-in-law from pursuing the matter. However, our fearless Maria does not stop and decides to negotiate with the coalition through the Portuguese minister. Unfortunately, her talks with the Allies reach an impasse, and the princess is sent with her children to Valdieri at the king's request. Meanwhile, the king works to establish contact with the coalition. On July 25, 1943, Mussolini is arrested, and on September 8 it is announced that Italy has signed an armistice with the coalition. Feeling betrayed, Hitler sends troops to occupy Italy and free his friend. The royal family and Prince Umberto flee from Rome to Brindisi. Maria and her children take refuge in Switzerland. After April 25, 1945, Maria returns to Italy, crossing the Alps on foot. On May 9, 1946, the king abdicates in favor of his son. Maria and Umberto rule for only a month and are known as the May King and Queen. On June 2, 1946, Italians vote for a republic in a referendum. Following the referendum, Umberto and his family go into exile in Portugal. Sometime later, Maria and Umberto decide to separate. She moves to Switzerland with her son, while he remains in Cascais with their daughters. Umberto dies in 1983. In 1988, with the permission of the Italian government, Maria visits Italy. In the 1990s, she lives in Mexico, but eventually returns to Geneva, where she dies in 2001. As she wished, she is buried next to her husband in Hautecombe Abbey in Savoy. But let's take a look at the magnificent jewelry of the last queen of Italy, starting with the Savoy knot necklace. When in 1930 the Crown Prince of Italy, Umberto, married Princess Marie José of Belgium, he used various family jewels inherited from his grandmother, Queen Margherita, to create new adornments for his bride, including a diamond chain of Savoy knots crafted by the famous Italian jeweler Filippo Chiappe. On her wedding day, the new crown princess received the Musi tiara from Queen Margherita, as well as this diamond chain, a pair of diamond earrings, and Savoy knot brooches, which I will discuss further. In the 1930s, Crown Princess Marie José wore the Chiappe diamond chain with the full version of Queen Margherita's Musi tiara, her diamond earrings, and one of the Savoy knot brooches for a series of iconic portraits by the legendary Gitta Carrel. The Italian monarchy was abolished in 1946, and although Queen Maria José continued to appear at royal events for several decades, often wearing Queen Margherita's Musi tiara, the Chiappe chain was not publicly worn again. However, in 2007, the Chiappe diamond chain was photographed for the cover of Princess Maria Gabriella and Stefano Papi's book, Jewellery of the House of Savoy. 10 years later, a smaller version of Queen Maria José's Savoy knot diamond chain was worn by the Princess of Venice as a necklace at the Chopard Presents the Garden of Kalahari show at the Théâtre du Châtelet in Paris in 2017. Now that she is the consort of the head of the House of Savoy, we can hope she will wear more striking royal heirlooms. Another stunning piece of jewelry was Queen Margherita's Musi tiara. Crafted from several existing jewels sent by Queen Margherita to the jeweler Musi, the tiara features pearl buttons set in intricate swirling diamond frames, positioned to tremble. The buttons can be replaced with diamond shells or large diamonds, worn with or without arches, or used as a bandeau, offering more than a dozen possible configurations. This versatility makes the tiara one of the most adaptable in any collection. Queen Margherita commissioned the Musi tiara in 1904 to celebrate the birth of her grandson, Crown Prince Umberto, and first wore it at his christening. Known as the Queen of Pearls for the dozens of pearl necklaces she always wore, Queen Margherita also donned the tiara for a series of portraits and a painting by Vittorio Matteo Corcos in 1905. Upon Queen Margherita's death in 1926, the tiara was inherited by her beloved grandson, Crown Prince Umberto, who gifted it to his bride, Princess Maria José of Belgium, who first wore the Musi tiara at their wedding. Crown Princess Maria José wore the tiara in many configurations throughout the 1930s at various significant events. Since she never had the chance to wear the historic jewels intended for queens during her brief tenure as the reigning queen consort, the Musi tiara remained Queen Maria José's primary tiara at nearly every gala event throughout her long life. Following the royal family's exile, Queen Maria José continued to wear Queen Margherita's Musi tiara. However, she attended relatively few gala events and did not appear publicly in the tiara from the late 1960s until her death in 2001. Another remarkable piece of jewelry is Queen Maria José's diamond earrings. Just as with the necklace, Umberto used his grandmother's jewels to create new adornments for his bride, including these splendid diamond earrings. These were crafted by the renowned Italian jeweler Filippo Chiappa, utilizing two large diamonds from Queen Margherita's collection, which could be substituted with pearls alongside the Crown Prince's own sketches and notes. Maria José received them as a wedding gift. In the early 1930s, Crown Princess Maria José wore these earrings with a large central pearl and a smaller diamond version of Queen Margherita's Musi tiara for a series of portraits. She also wore the pearl earrings in another portrait series, likely taken by Gitta Carrel around the same time. The Crown Princess donned the Chiappe earrings for another portrait series in the 1930s, and later paired them with Queen Margherita's Musi tiara during a Vatican visit in the late 1930s, which appears to be their last public appearance. The Chiappe earrings were never worn publicly again, though they were photographed in 2007 for the Jewels of the House of Savoy exhibition. Another stunning piece is the Savoy knot brooches. These two dazzling diamond clips forming the Savoy knot in Art Deco style could be worn separately or together. They were commissioned by Crown Prince Umberto of Italy during his 1930 wedding to Princess Maria José of Belgium from the famous Italian jeweler Filippo Chiappe. The Savoy knot symbolizes the House of Savoy, which ruled from 1003 to 1946. Crown Princess Maria José wore one of the Chiappe Savoy knot brooches for her famous portrait series. The brooch was also used in numerous other official portraits, including a family portrait taken in 1934, shortly after the birth of Crown Prince Umberto and Crown Princess Maria José's first child, Princess Maria Pia of Savoy. A notable appearance with both Savoy knot brooches occurred several years later, after the abolition of the Italian monarchy, when Queen Maria José wore them to Princess Maria Pia's wedding ball. The Chiappe Savoy knot brooches were inherited by Queen Maria José's children, and, although they have not been worn or auctioned, they were photographed a few years ago, likely for the book Jewellery of the House of Savoy. Let's hope they, like the recent reappearance of the Chiappe Savoy knot chain, make a comeback soon. Which piece of jewelry impressed you the most? Leave your thoughts in the comments.